Hi, and welcome to my TLR SCTE 3.0 build review. This is going to be a quick review of the build, not a step-by-step, as it is very similar to the 2.0, and there are some great videos out there already showing the step-by-step process. Start off with bag A. I always throw in the aluminum top brace. I think it's a great feature to add. Everything went fairly smoothly with the front, all except for, well, it seemed to be 3mm short on the chassis. Here's a picture of how the chassis brace didn't quite line up, but it was a quick, little easy fix. Just put in another hex driver, kind of lined her up and screwed it together. So overall, not too bad. Then we move on to bag B, which is the first bag that contains a metric screw. So yeah, it's a metric 1.5mm to hold on the gear onto the diff box. But go from there. It was a clean build. Everything went together, looked together, and held together fine. From there, we just move on to the front drive line and the front arms. Everything here went together really well. The only thing I can say I'm probably going to miss is just the locking hexes, which still have been nice on this kit. Then we move on to mounting the front end onto the chassis. Here I think they should have left step A until after this, because you do need to take off the top brace and then reapply it back once you can slide the front diff underneath it there. It's just a tight fit, and I think it would have made sense to just do it the other way. And then we move on to the center diff. Here again, everything went smoothly. You just need your 1.5mm driver to put the spur gear onto the diff case. Moving on to bag E, your rear diff and rear drive line. Did have a little issue here with mounting the chassis brace onto the rear diff case. That little nut right there likes to slip. You will need a pair of needle nose pliers to hold that still while you screw it onto the diff case. From there we move on to bag F, all your rear drive and arms. I did notice a little hiccup on the manual here. They did forget to add the little grease icon here to the CV joint. I just got a picture here of the front arms where they do have make sure you add the black grease. So please, when you do go through the build, just remember to grease the rear CV joints as well. That way you have no issues with any binding back there. From there, no issues of putting the rest of the rear end together. Everything lined up, everything held together well. When I put it onto the chassis, no issues with any of the braces lining up to the chassis holes. She went together really smooth. And then on to the shock build. Here, the shock build went very smooth. It was a lot easier to bleed these shocks than the old 2.0 series. I had no issues with bleeding them. It took only a couple times and they bled out fine. But you will need a 1.5mm to adjust that bleed screw. And here it is with the shocks mounted. From there, we just got one step left, bag H, which is just a lot of the plastics to add. So from here, just adding on your battery tray and servo and bumper guards. And here's a nice picture of it all together. It was a very enjoyable build. It was fun. Any questions, just leave it down in the comments and I will get back to you. Thanks for watching. Have a great race day.